Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. You're joining me on the 30th of December. It's just gone up for 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm down next to Loch Lomond at Inveruglas, about to head off up a hill I haven't been up for 29 years, only been up it once before. So I'll tell you more once we get going, but behind me you'll see Ben Lomond looking particularly fine at the moment as the sun starts to come up. Certainly looking good for the start of the day. Not really any wind at all. And just looking down the road, been walking up here. Nice and easy. A little bit icy, but not too bad. And as we pan round, we're just at the junction where if you were heading up towards Ben Vane, that's your hill there, Ben Vane. But we're continuing up here towards Loch Sloy, and it's about a kilometre before we get to Loch Sloy we turn off and climb the hill. So I hadn't done much film there on the way up, I just had got chatting to a guy who works for the Loch Lomond National Park, and it was quite interesting just having a chat about all the changes that have been happening. And it turned out too, I actually knew somebody that I had gone to university with back in the 90s, so it's a small world. In fact, talking about back to the 90s, the last time I was up here was August 1996. It was a summer day in inverted commas, but the weather was meant to be good, but it turned out the cloud was down, it was damp, there was the usual summer joys of midges and clegs, and we had taken a more classic route, I suppose you would describe, up from Inveruglas. It was to take you along the ridge, but it was terribly tricky, slippy, boggy, not really any proper path. So that's why I think, despite the fact I've been up and down the A82 countless times in the last 30 years, I hadn't actually been back up here. However, a couple of weeks ago I was watching Hiking with Frank's latest excellent film, and he had come up here and he was saying how he really enjoys it. The route he took uses this direct path about a kilometre away from Loch Sloy, and it takes you straight up onto the ridge. So that seems to be the best way, I think, certainly for me. I'm going to try that. It'll be good to see it again and finally get the view from this one. Other benefit is it's the middle of winter. It's only about an hour and a quarter from the house for me to get here, so it's quite straightforward. And in fact, yesterday I'd been away up the A82 with the family, just checking out some of the nice scenic spots, and I wasn't keen to be going too far today. And unfortunately the guys that I normally walk with, they both got the cold and they're under the weather, so again I didn't want to be going too far when it was just a mode. So we'll see how this develops. I'll bring you back once we're further into it. Again, across to Ben Vane, and as we cut across here you can see the Loch Sloy Dam, and then that's the slopes on Ben Vorlich. Our path is going to be taking us up to about here, I think, so can't be far now until we reach the point where we head off and begin the ascent. Looking back down the glen, I think that's Arrochar that we're seeing there, and then as I say it comes round onto Ben Vane, which is starting to catch a wee bit of early morning light. The sun must be up now. I think that's just coming up for about 5 to 9. That's the sun up now. Really a bit of colour there coming through on Ben Vane. And you can also see it there on the upper slopes of Ben Vorlich. So just over here you can see the yellow post. This is where the climb begins. It's taken about an hour to get here, and I think we're up maybe around about 200-ish metres. I haven't checked the map, but the It seems like a well-defined path anyway. This should make life a wee bit easier. So look out for that yellow post, and that's where we're headed. Before we head off, I think I'll just shed this top layer because it's going to get quite warm. But this is really it. Once you're at the top of this section, that's the back of the thing broken, and it's just a easy traverse, I think, along the ridge to the summit at 943 metres. So I'll stop a couple of times on the way up and let you see what's happening. Fantastic early light there on Ben Vane. So that's about 100 metres up from the road already. It's steep, but it does make you gain height quickly, which is good. And just look at this scene. What a view. That early morning light in the hills is just fantastic. And up there to the head wall of the dam, Loch Sloy. And then this is where we're heading. Just continue up this slope. We'll get there. But your eye's just drawn back to that scene. Wow. Get a bit higher now, up at 355 metres, and the view just continues to open up. Really nice down towards Loch Sloy. That's a snout 605 metres, not far from the sun. I'm going to get over to that sunny spot and I'm going to have a seat for a minute or two. That's about 2 hours from the car and I haven't sat down at all, just kept going. I've not been doing so much filming just there because it is quite slippy. I've just got to keep my wits about me on the path, which is frozen hard after a number of cold days. So I'll put the camera away again, over to the sunshine, then get a break, get a drink, something to eat. Tighten the boots up, I think they've loosened off in the cold as well. And then it'll be the push to get onto the ridge. And here comes the sun. Fantastic. I can feel the warmth already. Makes such a difference. Starting to get a view down towards Loch Lomond, across to Arrochar and the Ben Narnine summit, and then that'll be Ben Vane. You've got Ben in behind, but I haven't seen that yet. And this is the route. You see people ahead. Just pick our way up there, and I think we're more or less on the ridge. This path here just takes us onto the ridge. It's been quite rough the last few minutes, just coming through the terrain here. A bit into the sun. But you can see Ben Lomond on the horizon there, just poking up. So now arrived on the ridge at 770 metres. Got a fantastic view down there to the south from Ben Lomond and Loch Lomond across the Arrochar Alps. Starting to see Ben Eim there as well. And as we pan round here, this is where we're headed. Over this direction towards the summit, which is beyond the cairn that we come to as well, the trig point. It's further on than that. But what a morning. Very little wind. So just working away along the ridge here, easy going, quite a drop off though at the side. That would be the quick way down, right down to the loch there. I can show you that. It's steep sided, this one, no doubt about it. Along Loch Sloy, and just as we continue along the path, the views are opening up to the north as well. So, I think that's Ben Louis up there in the horizon. Everything looks a bit different just from this angle, but it's, what a morning, beautiful. Just up at 870 metres now, so we are getting there. This one's 942 I think, so we're another 70 metres. There's that wee extra section though where you don't stop at the trig point, you've got to go further out. But absolutely glorious, not a breath of wind. Just after 11 o'clock in the morning, so even with the stops we're just over 3 hours to get up here. Plus I'm not firing all cylinders, I think it'll be too much overindulgence at Christmas. So it's been a few weeks since the legs have had a big stretch like this, but it's nice to get out. And I'll bring you back further up when we're... Really impressive rock formations here. Seeing over there to Ben with its two peaks on the summit ridge. Hi there. It's always the furthest away, isn't it? Sorry?
You get there.
I'll get there eventually. I know, I'm almost there now. What a day though. So there's the summit up over there, just beyond the trig point. Just a minute or two to get there. Here we are at the summit, Ben Vorlich, 943 metres. So out to the west you've got Ben Cruachan, Ben Arrochar and the neighbouring hill which was up in April. And then you come round, you've got the hills up at Tyndrum. There we go. And up to Ben Moran Stabinian, out to the hills in the east. Looking back to the summit and over towards the Arrochar Alps, Arrochar, Ben Narnain, Ben Vane, Ben Aim. down now at 505 metres. In a wee while we're going to go back into the shadow, which has been cast by Arrochar and Ben Vorlich, so there's maybe about another 15 minutes of sunshine, I think. So I'll just finish up here. And the best bit of today obviously has been the ascent, seeing the fantastic scenes as we were going up. Going down these days is never as much fun with the old knees, and you've seen the scenery anyway. But I really hope you've enjoyed this trip to the Arrochar Alps. As I say, last time was August '96 up this hill for me, so it's been great to revisit it and see it in a much better day, and also using this path, which again, thanks very much Frank for Hiking with Frank's channel. It's always good for inspiration. If you stuck this far with the video, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to the channel. Really appreciate that. Also, please like and comment in the video, and I will get back to everyone that does that. Building the channel slowly, but really nice to get into the 300s early in 2026 when this video will be out, so any new subscribers are very welcome. You can also follow me on Instagram and X. I do post mostly on Instagram, but I'll post regularly there, just outdoor activities, sunrises, sunsets, that type of thing, as well as of course when I'm out on the hills. So thanks again, and I look forward to catching you on the next adventure when I'm out in 2026. – 1:37 PM and a last look up from the path before we head into the shadow of Arrochar. Just spinning round, you can see the sun is now just going behind the summit there. There's Ben Vorlich in silhouette, and then back up to Loch Sloy. A truly impressive sight that. I don't know how well it's coming out there in the film, but the sun's just dipping down now. So the sunglasses will be going away, and we'll be finding a temperature will drop quite substantially as well just in the next few minutes. But we've not got long to go. That's about 360 metres.